Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So this traditional vegetable, I don't know whether you can notice them from far. They are called pumpkin leaves. These are pumpkin leaves. So here in Kenya, we use pumpkin leaf as one of our traditional vegetables. And guys, when you're buying them, these ones I just bought them from the supermarket, and I chose this young one. The old ones are a bit rough, and these ones are smooth. You see, these are the fibers you are supposed to remove, and even this one, there are still some fibers. These ones, you have to remove them first before you cook. If you cook them with these things, you'll just have difficulties in eating them. From front, the better, because it's a bit faster. Look at this now. You just hold this and you remove them like this. So guys, I'm just going to do this to all of them till I finish. Now guys, if you are aware of this, kindly comment there. If you are not aware, just tell me how you do it in your country. Do you just buy it, wash it, cut it and cook just like that? Or do you also remove this? Because what I realize, these African countries, they do their things their own way. Each and every country have their own style of doing their cooking their food. So kindly comment down there and advise us on how you do it and how you call it in your language. In English, we call this kind of vegetable or pumpkin leaves, but in my mother tongue we call it Susa. Susa. So today our today's recipe is about obambo and Susa. Now, I'm not only going to cook this pumpkin leaves just the way it is. I'm going to mix it with another kind of vegetables. So I'm going to introduce to you that other vegetable, but it depends on individuals. In our country, some people also prefer cooking it just the way it is, but others also prefers doing it, mixing it with others. Now, if you are a lazy person and you find this style of removing them, these fibers is a bit hectic and difficult for you, I have another style. This other style to avoid, because what we are trying to avoid are these fibers which are connecting the leaves. So you hold this like this, you hold this, you just remove. But the disadvantage of using this style is that you are wasting so much vegetables. You are going to, it's very fast, yes, but you will end up wasting a lot, because you can see now, however much I'm avoiding the fibers, but there are still some, so you can see there's some few vegetables left there. But now you can choose which one the best you prefer, the best style which is favorable for you. you can either make it just on its own like this, the way they are, or for me, I prefer mixing it with this kind of vegetable. I don't know whether you can identify this kind of vegetable. This is also another East African traditional vegetable, especially in Kenya. It's more or less like, it's slippery, like more or less like okra, or but in English we call it jute, MELLOW. But in our language, or in Kenya, we call it Mrenda. Mrenda is a very delicious traditional food, especially for the Western guys. They love it so much, especially if you make it on its own. Yani, you don't mix it with other kind of recipe. So this is how we do it. We remove it from the stem. So this is, before it's removed, this is how it's, when it's planted, it looks like. And for you to cook it, you have to remove them so that it remains like this. So guys, I've just removed a few. I'm not going to mix it here direct first. Reason is because since it is slippery, you cannot remove them first. Is when you wash them. Otherwise, they will disappear from water because they are slippery. So the best way to go about it is first, you have to wash it first. Removing this one is not as hectic as pumpkin leaves. This one it's easy since they are distance apart, you can see. So just removing this waste just like this. Like I've seen for other countries, they don't cut them the style that I cut it. They cut big ones. So it's advisable to just put little water that will enable it to cook instead of putting too much water, which will force you to drain, and draining becomes a problem. Here I have salt to taste, and here I have Magadi soda. For other countries I can see they use baking soda. So what is the purpose of this Magadi soda? This Magadi soda makes this traditional vegetable to maintain its greenness, its color, the green color, and it also makes it so soft and also tasty. So So that's why we use it. And this is much. I'll just use a little of it before I put in those vegetables. And then for this vegetable again, traditional way, we don't use tomatoes. That's why you can see among my ingredients, I don't have any tomato, but I have the onions. And the onions I have are just the spring onions and not any other onion. So that is for a traditional way. So part 2 of this video, I will show you the modern way. Now that is where we'll use the onions. And the style in which we are going to use the onion is quite different from the normal way of cooking it. And then another important issue about this vegetable is milk. Mostly in our community's traditional food, they prefer milk in each and every food. Yeah, I have the ghee. And part 2 of this, now I'll use the original ghee, not this type of ghee. So these are the ingredients that I'm going to use. Now guys, our water is ready now for our traditional vegetable. So I'm going just to add just little of Magadi soda. So you can see the water has just changed. It has just changed its color, is somehow whitish. So that is just enough. And another thing that I'm going to add is salt. Just a little bit of half a spoon of salt. Now after that, now I'll put in my vegetable. So I'll let it cook for about 15 to 20 minutes to the pumpkin leaves. Guys, now you can see the color. This is now the work of the Magadi soda. And you can see the water I put it was not that much. It's enough for it to cook until it reaches the other stages. So this is how we do our traditional Mrenda food, or make our pumpkin leaves. So you use peanut butter powder, pounded powder. So yes, it's cooking now. Another thing that I wanted, as I cover it again to boil, it looks like, yes, because of the pumpkin leaves, you just have to let it cook. You can see now it's still removing the foam in our spring onions. Mix it well. Now and add some salt, 1 teaspoon of salt to taste. Now we cover it again for the onions to get into the vegetables, which is the pumpkin leaves. You can now see, even if you look at the sauce, you can see some green colors, meaning now that Magadi soda has really done his work. And now you can see even the onions that I put now as dissolved into the vegetable. Just put little first, as you start first to see whether it's enough. You see it has even changed its color now. It's even looking so delicious. Remember, still there is no oil still. In this there's just enough salt, enough spring onions, and the vegetable itself. So you see, the texture is still thick, you see. So we will still have to add some little oil, a little milk, so that it can steam. Sorry guys. Just look at my pumpkin leaves together with Mrenda, the jute mellow. You see this now, you can see it's slippery because of the Mrenda. It consists of Mrenda, the jute meal. That's why it's like this, guys. It's still thick. We'll just add just a little bit for it to steam. That is just now enough for it. See, even the color has now turned. You can see now. I told you, you let it boil till you see now milk coming up in form of a foam. Look at my traditional vegetables. See how nice it looks. So from at this point now, we are going to add in another taste. This is just 1 teaspoon. So I'm going to put at least 3 teaspoons of this. This is 2, and now the third one. Guys, as you know, during the old days, they never used to like oil. Unlike these days that you find food is packed with a lot of oil, that's why they lived for long, because they were taking really natural food. Or enjoy watching my channel, please kindly subscribe.